Hey guys, welcome to a review for the mystery horror thriller novel The Silent Girls by Eric Rickstad. So I hadn't ever heard of this before I picked it up. I mostly did so on a whim, just because the synopsis sounded interesting and because the audiobook was narrated by the same guy who narrates The Martian, R.C. Bray. I had absolutely no idea what to expect going into it. I didn't read a single review, check the Goodreads rating, or see if anyone else I knew had read it. So in the interest of giving you a similar kind of experience, I'd like to keep this brief and give you just a good sense of it to hopefully intrigue you and not to give you every detail that I possibly can, whether spoiler-free or not. And this review will be spoiler-free. This story begins with a murder, one that is just weird and creepy and horrific in its weirdness. It leaves you wondering throughout the whole story, why did that happen? What the heck happened? What was the purpose? And you keep that murder in mind, this murder that, despite its weird, surprising, and confusing nature, is spelled out very clear to you as a murder. Regardless of whatever other crazy thing it might be, it's got that clarity going for it. But then you're thrown into nothing but a shroud of mystery. Girls disappearing, never to be seen again, random girls all over a wide area. Were they kidnapped? Are they still alive? There's never been any hint that these disappearances are related. And are they? Who could have done it and why? And that's really the question that our protagonists face. Why? What could possibly connect these girls? Because as it is, the answer is a resounding nothing. Frank Rath is an ex-detective hired back by the police as a private investigator to kind of help find one specific missing girl. Rath's family has actually had its own brush with murder, and it's affected his life greatly in more ways than one. The detectives that he's been hired to help, Harlan Grout and Sonia Test, have their own way of finding out what happened, and Grout specifically is not too happy with the idea of Rath working with them. As the search for this one girl develops, the previous questions must be raised, as the discovery of many missing girls could be much more than coincidence. So, if these disappearances are connected, can solving the other cases help Rath find this specific girl? Can they figure this all out in time to possibly save her at the very least? This book really does a great job of setting up a kind of no idea what's going on kind of mystery, and slowly piecing the answers together in unexpected ways. The best part is that following these characters as they attempt to solve this is not the only enjoyable thing about it. We get such just a great glimpse into who they are as people, what's happened to them in the past, how they got to where they are now, and their various methods for solving this case. Their personalities really shine, their humor is great, the way they go about solving this is just a whole lot of fun, and on top of that, they're really interesting to read about. I found so much of this to be enjoyable, and it really surprised me, and I really got into it. I will say one thing, a bit of it feels kind of preachy, even if you do agree with what's it's being preachy about at times, and especially if you don't, it's a little weird, especially because it's hard to pinpoint what exactly it's trying to get across in doing that. It's kind of hard to avoid with the topic I'm referring to not be preachy, but it's there. And I think the author does do an okay job at showing two sides of an argument, which I do appreciate, but I think there's just a lot of complex stuff surrounding the specific topic, and sometimes it can feel a bit heavy-handed. And other times it's handled with the complexity that it deserves. So it's a hit or miss, I guess. But the plot in general is solid though, and most of the writing is really good. Several of the characters work very well, the dialogue is very natural, and overall it's very compelling, and I gave it 4 stars and very highly recommend it to anyone looking for a thriller that's got a lot of great suspense and mystery to it, with a little bit of a pinch of horror added on top. So anyway, that's it for this review. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any thoughts on what I said, if you have any thoughts on this book, if you're interested at all in picking it up, let me know. I'd love to hear about it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you later with more.